Hey everybody, this is NJ here, the host of the NJ podcast, and this is Transformational Choosedays. This is part of the everyday series where we get you to say like Jay-Z, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, dang. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about IQ, EQ, or GQ. Which is more important? IQ, EQ, or GQ? There are a number of quotients that are used to measure intelligence. There are times that these can work in your favor or to your detriment, and you can be fairly or unfairly judged accordingly. There are over 9 types of intelligence, but I'll briefly touch on 3 of them as you go out there to treat yourself as a business. And this is IQ, EQ, or GQ. Well, let's start with IQ. Stephen Hawking said people who boast about their IQ are losers. IQ is short for intelligence quotient. This is a measure of a person's reasoning ability. In short, it is supposed to gauge how well someone can use information or logic to answer questions or make predictions. IQ tests begin to assess this by measuring short and long-term memory. They also measure how well people can solve puzzles and recall information they've heard and how quickly. Every student can learn, no matter how intelligent. But some students struggle in school because of a weakness in one specific area of intelligence. These students often benefit from special education programs. There, they get extra help in the areas where they are struggling. IQ tests help teachers and examiners figure out which students would benefit from such extra help. And this quotient has been over-glorified in my opinion. Let's talk about EQ. As much as 80% of success as an adult comes from EQ. Emotional intelligence, which is also known as emotional quotient, is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. Emotional intelligence helps you to build stronger relationships, succeed at school and work, and achieve your career and personal goals. It can also help you to connect with your feelings, turn intention into action, and make informed decisions about what matters most to you. Emotional intelligence is commonly defined by a couple of attributes. 1. Self-management. You're able to control impulsive feelings and behaviors, manage your emotions in healthy ways, take initiative, follow through on commitments, and adapt to changing circumstances. 2. Self-awareness. You recognize your own emotions and how they affect your thoughts and behavior. You know your strengths and weaknesses and have self-confidence. 3. Social awareness. You have empathy. You can understand the emotions, needs, and concerns of other people, pick up on emotional cues, feel comfortable socially, and recognize the power dynamics in a group or organization. 4. Relationships management. You know how to develop and maintain good relationships, communicate clearly, inspire others and influence others, work well in a team, and manage conflict. I feel and I believe that emotional quotient is very important in this world, and it's far more important than IQ. You can be the most intelligent person, however, if you don't know how to handle your emotions and interact with other people and conquer your own emotions, it's going to be a tough ride. Warren Buffett said, if you cannot manage your emotions, do not expect to manage money. But there's another quotient out there that's far more important than IQ or EQ in my opinion, and that is GQ. Angela Duckworth said, grit is sticking with your future day in and day out, not just for a week or a month, but for years. GQ has nothing to do with looking good looking or suave as the magazine by the same name suggests. This is what I call the grit quotient. The grit quotient. This refers to how much pain, adversity, and failures that you can go through without quitting. Grit is a positive, non-cognitive trait that is based on an individual's passion for a particular long-term goal, coupled with a powerful motivation to achieve their objective. Perseverance promotes triumph over obstacles or challenges that lie within a gritty individual's path to accomplishment and serves as a driving force to achievement. This trait is highly important as there are many dangers, toils, and snares that can derail you in this world. Success demands grit. The Pope, in an attempt to discredit the painter Michelangelo commissioned work outside the artist's speciality, painting the Sistine Chapel. It took much grit, but in 4 years he produced work that is admired to this day by hundreds of thousands of people. With grit, even if you are not smart, you will keep working until you become smart. With grit, even if you don't have the resources available to you, you will make a way because of your grit. You will get the contacts, the education, the help, the funding, or whatever it is that you need because you have a high level of grit. Many people have gone to Harvard, but they are not gritty enough to build a Tesla or a SpaceX. I would prefer to be a person of high grit and low IQ or EQ because with GQ, you can make up for the rest. There isn't a skill that you couldn't learn. There isn't a class that you couldn't take, or there isn't a goal you couldn't reach because you will have this one thing on your side, and that is called grit. So which one will you choose to have? IQ, EQ, or GQ? I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Transformational Tuesdays where we talked about IQ, EQ, or GQ. I believe that grit quotient is far more important than IQ or EQ because with grit, there isn't anything that you cannot achieve. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you are interested in any books and merchandise, please head over to the website. Have a fantastic Transformational Tuesdays. Choose today to be a gritty individual. Don't ignore the IQ. Don't ignore the EQ. They have their place. I would rather focus on GQ. And soon you'll be able to say, like Jay-Z, I'm not a businessman, I am a businessman. Let me handle my business, dang. And I will see you on the next episode.